Good morning. It is Sunday, 10:30. Ready to get started with our vinyasa practice this morning. It's Debbie from Whole Bodies Fitness coming to you from Parkland, Florida. The weather's kind of nice, kind of hot. Hi, Rach. Good morning. So I'm going to wait for a few people to join in before we get started in our practice. And what I'd like everybody to get, good morning. I want you to find something. You don't have to go rushing around your house for it, and it can be in here as well. That's a visual focus for you today. Something that might be an intention or something that can bring you back to yourself, to your mat, to your breathing when you get a little lost, right? So mine, Rachel, you'll recognize this. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. These are coasters, actually, that I got. These great coasters in New York at the, I think it's the Historical Society, is that what it's called? Where I saw that amazing Bill Graham special. Anyway, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I might start crying, who knows, I can. But this is my focus for the morning. I watched a lot of that concert last night. I didn't get to one of the things I did want to see yet, but I will catch it. And so this is for everybody out there who's doing the right thing. A lot of the people who are out there giving their own lives to save others. What a wonderful world. So find some kind of focus that you can have with you today. Again, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be in your heart. It could be in your mind. I'm going to keep mine at the top of my mat. So having said that, and probably making everybody sad, I'm going to make you happy. We're going to do some happy hippo burner yoga as well. So come to your mat. Sit back on your heels in child's pose. I'm going to get some music going for you. DJ Taj. And Eric Pascal a little bit in there. So I'm hopefully going to get that going. So I want you to sit back and relax your hips over your heels. I may have lost that one. And let your hips sink down to your heels. Let your belly soften. Let your mind soften. Let your breath be smooth. And start to initiate, anytime you're ready, your Ujjayi breath. Your arms can be outstretched. They can be on 2 blocks, if you have blocks or books. They can be by your side, in between your thighs, underneath your head. Start to slow down. Slow down the mind. Slow down the breath. As I always tell you, my head is up so I can talk to you and you can hear me, but otherwise please keep your head down. Just connect to that breath, to that mat, to that moment. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So that's going to be kind of a mantra for me as I move through my meditation. My meditation is our moving meditation, our vinyasa. And I want to carry that with me, perhaps off my mat today, and share it with others, as so many are doing. So start to lengthen your inhaling breath, maybe to a count of 4, 6, 8, whatever it is for you. Whatever is comfortable enough that you can fill the chest cavity, you can fill the ribs and the hips. And then emptying out maybe a slight longer exhalation than your inhalation. So do a couple rounds of this intentional breathing, breathing in for 4 to 6 to 8 counts. Everyone's going to be different. And emptying out is slightly longer than the inhalation. Continue the breath and notice the spaces that require a little bit more breath. Maybe it's your lower back, maybe it's your neck and shoulders. And just guide the breath there. Continue to fill up. Continue the breath, but I want you to stretch your arms out in front of you, if they're not already. Spread your fingers, push the heel of the hand forward, push the hips back. Just allow the belly to soften in between the thighs. Keep the neck long, so again, don't look up at me. And then start to spread your fingers wide so that the pinky edges of the fingers reach towards, kind of almost a little bit more energetically than physically, to the outer edges of the mat. So feel the spreading of that upper back. Continue breathing. Now return to just a slow, easy breath of inhale and exhale, no particular length of retention. And then draw yourself to your hands and knees. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Tuck your toes, arch your back, broaden your collarbones. And then round your back, push the floor away, chin to chest, head comes down, tailbone tucks under. Inhale, dip the belly, arch the back, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, round and curl. Why don't we take a few of these on our own count with our own breath. Breathing in and breathing out. So moving with the breath, vinyasa. Arching the back when you dip the belly, breathing in, exhaling as you round and curl, tucking the tailbone underneath you. And when and if you're ready to take this a little bit more, maybe start to make some movements through the hips and shoulders, the knees, the wrists, the ankles, into a small or big dancing lion movement. Go in one direction. Find the juice in the joints. And then ready to the other side. Maybe start off small. Maybe some of you, just kind of got out of bed. So your body's still having a little conversation with the bed. Like, oh no, don't get me out. And then make your way back to center. Walk the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips if they move. Turn your fingers towards your knees. Open up the front of the wrist. The shoulders relax down. If you like to make any movements with this, some of you may even want to take this into a chin stand or a peacock, or if you're ready for it, go for it. Head down. And then come back to the center and keep the fingers facing your knees, but turn the palms up. So a little bit more into those wrists. And then maybe take a couple little push-up dips. Keep the length in the spine from head to tailbone. And then come back to the center. Let's turn the fingers towards each other. Lengthen your spine. Maybe a couple of push-ups here. Drop the chin down, keep it long, whatever feels good to you. Because this is your practice. I'm a guide. I'm like your tour guide. You can choose to go today or not. And then come back to center, sit on your heels. You can tuck your toes if you'd like, and just stretch your wrists forward and back. And then just roll them out, shake them out. And then bring your arms by your side as you bring your knees together, so you can still be on your toes. Place your hands on your palms on your thighs, palms down. Close the eyes for a moment. Tuck the tailbone underneath you. I just want you to feel what the length in the body feels like. So the crown of the head reaches up, the collarbones pull forward, the shoulders pull back and down. My hands on my thighs are kind of gently pressing the thighs or the skin of my legs towards my knees. And it's giving me the little lift in my body, in my torso. And as I inhale, my chest cavity rises. My shoulders don't, because they're not breathing muscles, they're postural. So don't lift your shoulders when you breathe, just bring your heart up and forward. And then keep that position, gaze to the tip of your nose or your intention as you bring the arms over your head. Interlace your fingers, turn the palms inside out, pull the shoulders down, press the palms to the ceiling and press the shoulders towards the floor. Rise up onto your shins, tuck or untuck your toes, separate your knees if you need a little bit more. Breathe into the ribs, the sides of the ribs, and lean to your right side as you exhale. Lift up and over an imaginary ball, or maybe you have one. And then release just the right hand to your right hip. Lift up and over, and then a little spiraling open of the left side. Inhale back to center, interlace your fingers, maybe one finger over, turn the palms up, lift up and over to the left side. Release the left hand down, place it on your hip, reach the right arm over, maybe you're looking at your right elbow crease, find that length. And then inhale back to center, interlace your fingers, normal way is fine. Lift your chest up, hands behind your head, open up throat and chest. Chin to chest, elbows come by your ears, hang your head down. Come on back up. Hands together in prayer to your heart center. Step your right foot out to your right side. Turn your toes forward so the foot is down on the floor. Inhale the arms up again, interlace thumb and release thumb and forefinger. Lift up, out of your rib cage, find length. You might want to tuck the left toes under for stability. If not, push the top of the foot and shin down. Lift up and over to your left side. Don't crease, so don't find little creases in the side of your left side of your body. Lift up and over, create length. And then rise back up and lean to the right side. Up and over, open your heart. Think about lifting before turning to the side or twisting. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back to center. Open up your arms. Reach to the left. Left arm down, right arm and right leg up. Flex your foot, nice and long. Ardha Chandrasana on your knee. Arm overhead. Arm up. Right leg bends, grab a hold of the foot, shin, or ankle. Push your hips towards my voice. Push your foot away from you at the same time. Open your heart. And think what a wonderful world it would be if we could all do this together. Release slowly. Right arm, right leg. Right arm comes down. Turn your hips squared. Right leg is still out. Maybe have a seat on that left heel, pressing out. So try to keep your right foot toes down on the floor. You might not be able to see mine. Turn the toes forward so you're not opening up your hip. It's more neutral. And then pull your hands forward and hips back. One more breath. Inhale to knee and hands, right leg behind you, flex the foot. Right knee to chest, round and curl. Right leg back behind you, kick it out. Knee to chest, round and curl. Kick it back behind you. Take the right foot to the floor, tuck the toes, and lift your hips up with the left leg in the air, three-legged dog. Open up that hip. Relax the foot, start to move through the joints, and notice what's going on, just kind of exploring. Then turn your hips square, left leg to the floor, downward facing dog, first one. Measure your dog to a plank. Look forward, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, come forward, collarbone spread. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, back to your plank. Hold your plank, not your breath. Lower your right knee and take your left foot out to the left side. Toes down on the floor. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring the arms over your head. Interlace fingers, release thumb and forefinger. Lift out of your waistline. Lean to the right side as you exhale. Open your chest, your heart, your throat. Find some tension here, but don't fall off the edge. Inhale, center. Exhale, left side, all the way up and over. Inhale all the way up. Open up your arms. Reach out to your right side. Right hand down, left leg, left arm up. Flex your foot. Maybe take that arm over your head. I'll see if I can stay in the frame. But you can listen to my voice. And then bend the left knee. Grab a hold of the foot, shin, or ankle. And push your hips towards my voice. And push your heel away from your buttocks. Opening up. Stretch. Breathe. Find some space. Gently releasing, left arm up. Left arm down, left leg back. Hands on floor. Knee to chest, round and curl. Rach, I don't know if you can hear this. It's Hotel California coming on. Round and curl, chin to chest. Kick it out. Left toes down, press them on the floor. Pull back with that left heel. And lift the right leg up, three-legged downward dog. Open up your hip, knee, and ankle. Start to make some movement. Explore. And then drive it through center. 4 on the floor, downward dog. Hips up, chest down, head between the arms. Inhale on your toes. Let's measure out the length of our dog to plank. Crown of the head reaching forward. Look at your intention, your focus, your drishti, hips up in the air. Do that again. Come forward, high plank. Knees lifted. Resist the earth with your hands. Downward dog. Inhale back to plank. Look forward. Lower knees, chest, and chin to the floor. Elbows hug the rib cage. Roll through on your belly. Elbows squeeze. Crown of the head forward. Top of the foot and shin down. Press your pubic bone down. Lift your arms up. Keep your eye gaze to your focal point today, whatever that is, internal, external. And exhale, come down. Push seat to heels, child's pose. Rise up to your hands and knees. Downward facing dog, hips go in the air. Walk your dog from side to side. Chest to thighs, biceps by the ears. Softening your knees, take a little walk to the front of your mat. Take your time getting there. There is no rush. When you make your way there, separate your feet with 2 fists in between. Hang your head and sway a little side to side. So if you're coming late, I have a focal point today of what a wonderful world it would be. Join in and find yourself an intention, a focus. And come back to center. Relax your arms, let the head dangle, let the arms sway side to, or the torso sway side to side. Then tuck your chin to your chest. Roll through your spine, take your time getting there. Stacking your vertebrae one at a time, right on top of each other. Roll your shoulders back and around. Inhale, arms by your side, Samastitihi. Feet are about hips width apart. Lift up your toes, spread them. And then place them back down on the floor. Big toe, little toe, all the toes in between. And then tuck your tailbone underneath you, so no arch or excessive arching in the back. I mean, some of us have those lordotic curves, but we don't want to accentuate. So I want to press towards my tailbone towards the floor. My shoulders are back and down. This is kind of an anatomical position right here. Open up your thumbs, open up your heart. And then engage your quadricep muscles by pulling your kneecaps up. Press firmly into the ground, so root to rise. Lift through your legs, through your torso, and raise your arms over your head. And interlace your fingers again. Turn your palms upside down and inside out. Lift your heart up. Bend backwards a little bit, but bend from the middle and upper back, not the lower back. So like I said, we don't want to arch into it now in any excessive fashion. You want to lift up and back. So if that means you don't go so far back, that's okay. Reach up, up, up. And then reach back to the ceiling. Bend your knees and come forward with your arms, biceps by the ears. Sit back in your heels. Keep your spine long. And release your arms by your side, and maybe you come onto your toes. Maybe you don't. Then exhale, hands behind the back, interlace your fingers, and then forward fold over your legs, arms come up. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep the floor, Utkatasana, chair pose. Keeping your knees apart, don't let them knock together. If you need to, you put a block or a ball there if you have something. And then rise up to stand, arms up. Arms by your side. Step your feet together if they're not together. Inhale and exhale. Bend your knees, sweep the floor, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, head to the shins, hands on either side of your feet. Halfway lift on your fingers, shins, or blocks. Exhale, step, step to a high plank. Either lower to your knees as we've done, or go halfway down with straight legs. Roll over your toes or low cobra. Roll back, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Look between your hands, so you might have to drop your left knee to the floor to do this, or step your right foot forward. So however you get there, it doesn't matter to me. Turn your left toes on their side. And notice that my right hip kind of juts out there, so I'm going to draw it back in before I come up. So as you get proficient in your yoga practice, we start to notice these things even in one breath's movement. So think about it now and keep those good habits for later when you move a little faster. So draw that right hip in, lift your torso up, and then lift your whole torso up. Bring the arms right in front of you like you're holding something in your hand. And then lift the arms just halfway to the sky and drop your shoulders down. And then make the rest of this lift a little bit of a back bend. So the torso lifts, my arms go with it because they're connected, hopefully, right? Breathe. Dropping the bottom ribs under, so if I see this big pooching out here, or I feel it, I'm going to try to knit closer. So I might not be in a big back bend. Warrior one, inhale. And exhale. One more breath. On this exhale, hands come down. Body turns square, right foot steps back, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Come forward to a high plank. Go halfway down on your knees or on your toes. Upward dog or on your belly. Downward dog or child's. So same thing here, the right knee might need to come down first, or simply step your left foot forward. Turn your back foot on its side. Notice the angle, heel to heel or heel to instep. For me lately, I take it a little wider. I just feel it, my hips need it. And then draw that left hip under. Rise up, take your time, bring your torso up. Then bring your hands up shoulder height like you're holding a ball. Then bring your hands halfway between that and the ceiling. Lift your heart. And the rest of this becomes a back bend. Some of us will have our hands together, some of us won't. If you have tight shoulders and you're here, just bring your arms out a little further, right? And then just lift the heart. Breathe in, breathe out. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. That left hip is pulling inward. Everything is still hugging towards the midline. One more breath. Empty the breath, hands to floor. Downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, upward dog, and downward dog. Hips up in the air. 5 breaths here, gang. Inhale, and exhale for 1. Inhale, and exhale 2. Chest to thighs, head between the arms. 3. Inhale, and exhale 4. Come on your toes on this one. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk, step, jump, float, top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sweep the floor, Utkatasana, chair pose. Rise up, hands to heart, arms by your side. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep the floor, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana. All in that breath, you move through that pose. Upward dog, heart lifts. Downward dog, you know the options. Right foot steps, left foot turns. Now here's the time that it's going a little faster, so I want to kind of gear it out and eyeball it and come up warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Step back, take your flow, add to it. Don't do it, it's okay. Left foot forward, right foot turns. Check it out. Warrior one, arms up. Exhale, Chaturanga. So we move through the flow, and now we meet in downward dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. Inhale. And exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 2. Inhale. And exhale, 3. Inhale. And exhale, 4. On your toes. Walk, step, float, hop, jump to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. And all the way up, exhale, arms by your side. One more time, Surya Namaskara B, Sun Salutation B. It's 1 breath per movement. I'm going a little bit slower, but we'll hold it still to that movement. Inhale, sweep the floor, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. To your knees if you need to. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps, left foot turns. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho, down dog. Left foot steps, right foot turns. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, down dog. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. High on your toes on the next one. Bend your knees. Look to the front of your mat. Make your way to the top. Look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, rise up. Arms by your side. Samasthiti, separate your feet. Close your eyes. Revisit your intention, your focus, your dedication, your mantra. Revisit mountain pose. Strong and powerful pose. Hands to prayer. Thumbs touching your heart. Big toes, little toes, ball of the foot. Everything touching, not the balls of your feet, but the toes. Heels, ankles. Bend back into your chair pose with your weight back in your heels. Lift your heart. Keep lengthening out of your spine. Then rotate to the right. And notice the right hip tries to shift, so you're going to sit a little lower. And then draw that left elbow outside the right knee. Thumbs to the sternum or the heart. And keep trying to keep your knees together by sitting lower and leveling out our hips and our knees. Keep the twist, but look down. Doesn't matter how you get here. So you might have to put your hands on the floor or your knees on the floor. But let's go ahead and step that left foot back into a low lunge. So we're in a twisted lunge. Now, again, the tendency is to let your whole upper body collapse onto your thighs. See if you can use your arm against your thigh to lift, lengthen, and then twist. Sounds like a Playtex living bra. Lifts and separates. So that's what we're doing. Breathe in, breathe out. On the next breath, come back to center, hands in prayer, and then spin the back foot open, warrior two as you exhale. Open up arms and legs one time. Hands to prayer, and then warrior two. So settle in at warrior two. Knee over the second, third, or in line with the second, third toe of the ankle. Hips open out from the upside. Squeeze inner thighs towards center, or heels towards each other. And then reach your arms from your center, nice and strong and stable. I really want you to feel these muscles firing up to hold you here. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Flip your palms, reach forward. Left arm down, right arm up. Now, take your left hand to your left hip and just guide it towards your right knee. And notice how much more space you might have created through here so that you can lean to the side. A little bit more. Inhale. Rewind to the floor. Left arm down. Left leg turns. Right arm opens up. Big breath. Right hand down. High crescent lunge, arms come up. Don't fall like me. Hands to prayer. Lean a little forward. Rotate, left arm back outside right leg. Look at your right foot and step your left foot to the right. Option here, guys, to go into a side crow. So you can stay in this low twist, or you can put your hands on the floor, making shelves of your arms for your hips to rest on, and maybe the legs float up, and maybe you have variations that you want to play with today, or maybe you're just working on the twist, and that's okay too. So stay where you are. Don't hold your breath. If you're in the arm balance, slowly make your way back out to this twisted chair. And then everybody release, head and shoulders fold down. Separate your feet. Take your hands underneath your feet. Rest all the way up to the wrists. Wrap your big toe around your wrist. Look forward and send your weight forward. And as you exhale, elbows out to the side and head to the shin. Sway a little side to side. Look forward, inhale, pull, and push at the same time. And then release your hands from under your feet. Roll out your wrists a couple of times. Chin to chest, roll up slowly. Shoulders roll back and around. Let's put our hands on our back, fingers in either direction. Lift your chest up and arch back. Squeeze your elbows together so it's like you're leaning up and over a ball. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. I like to know where the time goes sometimes, huh? Lift your heart. Now keep leading with your heart. And then come halfway down. All the way down. Bend the knees, relax the arms, ragdoll. And just bring it back up slowly. Feet are together. Shoulders roll back and around. Hands to your heart center. Bend your knees, sit your weight back in your heels. Lift your chest up. Lengthen your spine. Twist to the left side. Notice the right knee might want to shoot forward a little bit, so I'm going to sit down a little bit lower. And I'm going to use my arm against my thigh for leverage here. Crown of the head forward, tailbone back. Breathe in. Any variations you're playing with are fine, but we're going to take another breath before we look down at our left foot and step the right foot back into that twisted lunge. Breathe. Any variations. So again, I want you to find length in your spine. I want you to stay lifted, not collapsed. Really hug the legs in together. Breathe in. Breathe out one more time. Now bring your hands to your heart center. Come center. Open your right foot out. Warrior two as you exhale. And just pump it one time. Just get yourself settled in. Reach in two directions. Everything pulls from your center. It all leads from the center of our body. Our third chakra, our fourth chakra, our heart, and our solar plexus. So open up your heart, always. Reach in two directions. Breathe in. So my feet are firmly planted. My outer thighs rotate outward while my inner thighs squeeze inward. It's kind of a concept. Breathe in. Now flip your palms, reach forward. Right arm down, left arm up. Reversing the warrior. Take the right hand to your right hip and gently guide it towards your left knee. Notice how much more length you get out of your torso there. when you're not collapsing into that right side. Stay lifted. Inhale, rewind down to the floor. Right arm inside, left leg. Left arm up, open up, twist. And breathe. Crown of the head towards the front, tailbone back. Inhale and exhale. Left hand down, hips square. Rise up slowly, coming into crescent lunge. Push that right hip forward. Bring the hands back to prayer, lean your torso forward, find length. Then rotate, left arm outside, left thigh. Look down and step right leg to meet left. So again, you're going to stay in this twist, or you're going to try, take your hands on the floor, the width of your hip to your knee, bend your elbows, make a ledge to sit on. So you just sit on your triceps, and maybe one day, maybe it's today, you'll float your legs off. Maybe you start to move around in different positions, or maybe you're just working on getting into the twist and that's enough, right? Because everything is what you need only. Breathe. And if you're in that twist or that arm balance, come back to the twist. And then everybody fold forward, exhale, separate your feet. Once again, let's just shoot the hands underneath the feet, letting go of the tension in the wrists. I know we did this way early, we stretched out our wrists, but we just did an arm balance, some of us, so I want you to really have some release. Head hangs down, sway side to side. Halfway lift. Empty the breath, release the hands, shake them out, roll them around, and then ragdoll to stand all the way back up. Roll the shoulders back and around. This time, let's just take our hands behind our back, interlace our fingers, knuckles down, lift your chest up, pull down, pull up. So we're pulling down with the arms and our feet, and we're lifting up through our torso, through our heart, opening our hearts. And then rise back up, forward fold over your legs one more time. This time, see if you can get the arms away from your back somewhere. Some of you will get your arms all the way over your head to the floor in front of you. Mine aren't going to do that, but I still work. And then let them just dangle. And then ragdoll to stand all the way back up. Heel toe your feet together. Bring your hands to your heart center. Just revisit your intention. Open your eyes, bring your arms down, up, and overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Hands to floor, shins, or blocks. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, right foot back. Right hand inside left leg. Left arm opens up, twist. Now right from here, we're going to windmill open to warrior two, facing the right side. Pump it once. Bend into it. Flip your palm, reverse it. Remember, pulling that right hip to the left. Come back to center, stand up, straighten the front leg, and bring your back foot in once or twice if you need to, triangle pose. Reach out towards the left side. Reach as far as you can go out of your waistline before coming down. Notice the difference of how much room you have. If you just take your arm down here, you don't have quite as much room as if I really lengthen, and then I've got this beautiful, perfect, maybe not me, but ideally, it's a beautiful, perfect length for triangles in your body. Reach up, reach down, relax the shoulders away from the ears, firmly ground your feet into the earth. Reaching in two directions, one more breath. Look down, rise up with the right arm going down, same thing, move that hip towards the front. As you exhale, windmill back down to face the front of the room. Release the right knee to the floor, release the top of the foot and shin to the floor. And then straighten your left leg to the best of your ability. Blocks are wonderful if you have or need them, or you can keep your knee bent. If you guys want to go into any more of a split, a half split, oh, I left something out way back when. So let's do this. Take your left leg out to the side, and now sit back. Here's your half split for this side, because we didn't do this on the other side. We did this on the other side. So if anybody remembers way back when, I apologize, but here we are. It always comes back. And then rise back up. Bring your left leg forward where we came from. Take your hands to the floor, tuck your right toes under. Give me a three-legged downward dog, left leg in the air. Open up your hip. If you like to flip your dog, this is a nice opportunity. So look over or under your right arm, follow your left foot around to the floor, and lift your hips up, your heart up. Breathe. So really push through the feet and arch your back. Some of you will get into a back bend. And then release it, left leg back in the air. Left knee to chest, come forward to plank. Set it down, vinyasa or skip, upward dog, downward dog. Feet together. Right leg in the air. Right leg steps through. Help it out if you need to. Bend the knee to the floor if you need to. Left hand inside, right arm opens up, twist. Find the length under the body. Right hand comes inside, left foot turns. Warrior two, inhale on the way up, exhale, settle, and then pump it once. Flip your palms, reach forward. Left arm down, right arm up. Bring your left hand to that left hip if you need a little bit of a reminder, and then keep drawing that right knee forward. Breathe. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale. Straighten front leg and sneak that back foot in once or twice. Flip your palms, reach out. Remember, reach, 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 reach. Then come down. Right arm down, left arm up, stack your shoulders. Imagine that you're leaning against a wall behind you. Pull your knees up. Find space. One more. Now, release and reverse that. Left arm down, right arm up, but keep remember, pull that left hip forward. A little bit more space will happen. Exhale, windmill down. Right arm up. Did we do that extra twist right here? Right arm down, left knee down, half or any other variations of a split. Fold over your right shin. So my hamstrings are tight. My tendency is to kind of lean to the right pinky toe. I want to really try to keep that big toe down. So I might not get as deep into my stretch, and maybe that's appropriate for my hamstrings, right? Maybe I shouldn't go so deep or with force. So I might even have blocks under my hand to get a little straighter. Those of you who are super flexy, feel free to go on into your full split. Any variations are welcome. Inhale as you rebend the right leg. Tuck the left toes underneath you. Lift the right leg in the air, three-legged, downward dog. Open your hips. Now, if you want to flip your dog, follow that right foot over to your left side and lift your hips up all the way. Open up, arch back. And then rewind. Right leg up. Right knee to chest, come forward to high plank. And step both feet down in vinyasa, or not, right? Down dog, hips up. Let's take the knees to the floor. Sit back in child's pose, rest your arms by your side. Let your belly now soften on your thighs. Let your shoulders release open over your legs. So just open up a little bit. Breathe in and breathe out. Rise to sit up on your heels. Open your knees a little bit wider. All right, so this is a little funky. So I want you to come, maybe watch me once. Bring your chin to your chest, come up on your heels, as if you were gonna go into rabbit, and then you start to raise up. My hands are cupping my heels. And as I come up, I push my hips forward and I find myself in camel. So you can try that, or you can come to your knees and maybe take one hand at a time to each foot. Maybe you're tucking your toes under. but I find that my knees need to be a little bit wider in this first pose. So we'll start it with kind of a rabbit, and then we move into a camel, and then we'll end it with rabbit to counterpose it. So, hands to your heels, cupping your heels. Chin to chest, round your spine, forehead to knee. So right now I'm in pretty much my rabbit without my hips up in the air yet. So take a breath in, push through the top of your foot and shin. Round your spine, and instead of lifting your hips up here, lift your torso up. And as you lift your torso up, then begin to arch back into your camel. Now in your camel, just because you got your feet doesn't mean you're in the pose, because if you're all the way back here, I need you to arch back, lift up and arch back, right? So it's a back bend. Heart lifts. Hips push forward. So if I were in class, I come to the front of your hips and I say push into my hands, right? Not from here. But we kind of neglect this back part. And then if your hands are in camel, bring your hands to your heart. Come back up. Sit back on your heels. Cup your heels again, chin to chest, head down, and round your back. So some of you from your camel can go into a forearm behind you, and then maybe some of you pick yourselves up and over into a forearm balance. I can't demonstrate, those who can't do, teach. All right, so I can teach it, but I can't do it. All right, head to the floor, hips up in the air, take a breath. And as you release the breath, come back to your heels, roll yourselves up. And then cross left leg in front of right leg. Sit in Sukhasana if you prefer half or full lotus. Go for that. Hands on your knees, palms facing down, so grounding yourselves. Lift your spine tall. Now if you have your intention and you have something in front of you, I just want you to look at it. So bring it a little bit closer so that you're not cranking your neck to look in any direction, but rather you have kind of a space between your chin and your collarbone for your fist. And just honor that intention for a few breaths, or your focus. And as my hands are pressing onto my knees, I'm depressing my shoulder blades down, lifting my heart up, opening up. And then I'm going to keep my chin tucked to my chest and roll backwards off my sitting bones, scooping out my belly. I'm holding onto my knees to give me a little more traction here. And then remember those dancing lions we did on our knees. We're going to come up and move through the torso in circular motions. Just pulling, pushing, and then reversing it. Come back to the center. Keep your left leg bent. Bring your right foot outside of that left leg, or straighten your bottom leg and do the same. Or maybe this leg stays on the inside. Hug your knees with your shins and hug your knee towards your chest. Think about, you might not actually put your hip on the floor, but think of the intention as your hip getting to the floor. And think about it down and back. And then maybe take the right arm behind you and take a half or full bind. Your practice is whatever you do. So lengthen by pressing the hand down, lifting the heart, and twist deeper, maybe looking over your right shoulder. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Keep lifting and lengthening and twisting. Look to your left. Release the bind. Stay upright and twist to the other direction. Come back to center. Hug your right knee to your chest. Extend your left leg out for a second. Shake it out if you need to, and bring it back when and if you can. Interlace your fingers right below the bottom of that foot, right at the sole of the foot, and pull that right knee back towards your shoulder. Good. Keep pulling. So you're pushing your foot against your hand and your hand against your foot, and you're drawing that right knee. You'll feel a compression in the right hip. Now, Take just your right peace fingers around the right big toe. Stretch the leg away as you open the left arm to the side and open maybe the right leg to the right side. Lift your heart up, 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 up. Inhale, come back to center, cross the midline, switch the hands, left arm, right leg, right arm behind you. Right arm comes up, right leg comes back. We've got both arms. My right arm is crossed over my left arm at the bottom of my foot. Inhale, and exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Gently release the leg, arms up, slow it down, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms, release the legs, shake it out. Good. All right. Right leg crosses in front of left leg. Lift the flesh. Press the palms down, lift your heart. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, chin to chest, round and curl. Inhale, pull yourself through. Make some circles in 2 directions. It feels almost like a different pose to me on this side. And then reverse it. Right? So it's nice to even ourselves out. We typically sit down in one leg in front of the other fashion. We don't think about it, but it's usually our more dominant side that we go right to. So this just gives you a little opportunity to change it up. Now, take your right leg and cross it on the outside of your left foot. Is this the same leg? Switch legs. Keep your right leg down, switch your left leg. Good. I know you'd tell me if I was wrong. And then start by hugging in and remember the intention is clearly this is a tight hip for me because I'm not anywhere near as wide as I was before. And the intention is to get my hip towards the floor and back. But it's not a force, right? The only force I have is gravity, but I'm not letting my body go to a place where it's just too much for me. And I'll notice that by losing my breath, finding pain. Pain is not good. Discomfort's another story. Pain is not good. Left hand behind you, right arm up, twist, bind, whatever you do. Lift your heart up. So I'm using my arm against my leg to give me that length in my spine, and the arm behind me as well, and then twisting by pressing against my neck. Look to the right. Release to the right. Stay upright. Come back to center. Take the left leg in front of you. Interlace your fingers. Pull that left knee towards your shoulder, almost on the outside of your rib cage. Flex your foot. Push your foot against your hand and your hands against your foot. It's also giving me length in my spine. And then I'm going to take my left hand peace fingers around the left big toe. Release the right arm, and then open that left leg out to the side. You can thank me later for not having you do this standing. Right? Or you can thank me now. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring the left leg back to center. Switch the cross. Right hand outside, left foot. Left arm opens out. You can see my hamstring is tight. I can't straighten my leg all the way. And then I'm drawing it across the body, a little bit more IT bend. Left arm crosses over right arm as we pull that leg in. Now give yourself a little bit of energy here. Try not to boomerang that leg down. And then slowly release, and leg comes down for 3. You should feel your quad on fire. 2 and 1. Good. Release it. Shake out both legs. If your intention is right in the middle of your mat, you need to move it, just shake it out and move it. And then lift your feet or bend your knees and just windshield wiper a little side to side here. Come back to center. So guys, I'm going to put another mat down so that I can go side to side. I want you to lay down on your back. And hug your knees up to your chest. Keeping your right knee in, lower your left leg to the floor. Let's stretch that right leg in the air. Take your hands around your quads or your hamstrings or your calf and shin or your toe if you have the space. but not your knee. Lift your head and shoulders up. Lift your left leg up. Lift like you're pulling that right leg out of your hip at the same time as lifting it up. And then maybe release your arms for 3, for 2, and 1. Head down, right knee into your chest. Open the right leg out to the right side, but keep your left hand on your left hip so you kind of remind it not to lift up. And then let's go ahead and place that right foot either at the inguinal crease for a half lotus or inside your inner thigh for a tree. All right, so you choose which one you're doing. Arms can be by your side, or if you feel like you have to hold on to that foot, and then release the knee to the chest, extend it up again, and let it float down. Left knee to your chest, interlace underneath the knee. So you're going to straighten that leg, either at the hamstrings and quad, calf and shin, or maybe you have a hold of that big toe grip. Lift your head and shoulders, lift your right leg up, hold it there, let go for 3, 2, and 1. Left knee in. Open the left knee out to the side, right hand stays on the right hip to remind it to stay down. And then I'm going to take that left foot either into the inner thigh for tree or a half lotus position in the inguinal crease in line with my belly button, right? Allowing that left knee to open and hip to open. If this is painful, remember there's no good pain. So get out of it. All right? If your hips and knees do not allow this to happen, there's no need to force it. You get the same benefit otherwise. And then release it. Leg in, both knees in, head and shoulders up. Take your feet to the floor. We're going to do one bridge and or wheel in this practice. So tilt your pelvis, lift your hips, and then come off the floor, resting on your shoulders. You can take your arms underneath your back. You can support yourself with your glutes or a block, or you can take yourself into that full wheel pose. It is up to you where your body is telling you to be today. And honor your body. Really, it's all we got. Stay there for 3 more breaths. Just a few more breaths here. And then bring yourself down, head, upper, mid, lower back. Hug your knees into your chest. Stretch your arms and legs away from your center. Reach your arms away from you. Reach right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg. Reach in 2 directions. Fold the rib cage down. Take a big breath in. Find a lot of energy here. And as you exhale, let your arms come by your side. Palms facing up. Shavasana. If there's anything else you'd like to do, you have time to do it. You don't have to end this class when I end. You can stay in Shavasana. So allow your body to completely surrender. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And empty out. Allow yourself to completely settle in. So this is a golden opportunity to go inside, go internal. Don't let even my voice distract you. Don't let the thoughts and sounds distract you. So if you'd like to stay here in your final Shavasana a little bit longer, I encourage you to do that. Maybe even, take a couple of minutes a day to sit in some peaceful, quiet meditation. Even if you're just sitting there and breathing and just kind of finding a little time for yourselves. So today, as I said, I had a focus, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world this could be. And I think that now more than ever, this means a lot to us. It does to me. And so I want to share that with you, and I want you to share that elsewhere today, always. I thank you. We're very fortunate that this, we're going to take lemon and make lemonades out of it. The fact that we're all home together, though separate, is a wonderful opportunity for us to connect. We have amazing technology that we have to be able to share together. So I'm really grateful for that, because I'm pretty sure this would be a whole different experience for a lot of us without that connection. So I want to thank you all today for being here, for sharing this. Feel free to share this elsewhere at any time. I'm here Sundays at 10:30, Monday through Friday, 12:30 fitness. Tomorrow is a kind of a yoga with weights, light weights, if you have light weights, or cans of soup. And then I have usually a little pop-up yoga class during the week as well. So thank you all for being here. Stay home, stay healthy, stay fit, stay in touch if you have anything that you want to talk about. If there's anything you'd like to see, do in these classes, please let me know. Have a great day. Namaste.